context of the Himalayas. I'm from Bhutan. 100 kilometers in Himalayas is almost 1 day drive.
Oh,
yes, you're driving through mountains, you're coming down, you're crossing rivers, you're going up mountains. So imagine if I have to send back my engineer, oh, we brought a wrong optics.
Halo Sobat Kompor, bersama saya kembali Parlin dan ditemani oleh, ngomong dong namanya.
Siapa?
Michael Uci.
Iya. Nggak pakai om berarti?
Ya, dari lantai 11 gedung Hotel Raffles, ruang library, kita akan interview dua orang tokoh internet juga ya. Saya nggak tahu dari negara mana dan bagian mana. So I just explained to our audience that I will interview two profile of internet activists or who involved in the internet, and I don't know from which country and from which background. So the first question is that, who are you? What's your name? And then tell our audience where you came from, what's your background, how you involved in this IT industry. Maybe we can start from Rene.
Yeah. So my name is Rene. So I come from Germany. I'm born, raised up in Germany. Yeah, based in Berlin, Berlin city. So, but a little bit outside.
Berlin.
Yeah, Berlin. And my background, it's a little bit crazy. So the first job what I've learned was like chef in the kitchen.
Oh.
The second one was like office clerk, so financing and all this kind of stuff. And then I said, okay, IT is a little bit interesting. And when I'm going back in time, it was like, we call it like sneaker administrators. So it was like when you needed to run from floor to floor to deploy new working places and all kind of stuff. It was my task of my job, runner. Yeah. So, and then I was going into IT, I studied IT, and then, but my heart is like business development sales, but on a different level. It's not like offering what we do. So what we try also in our company at FlexOptix is like try to make the life of a network engineers easier. So from my perspective, I was also deploying with our products for, I think, roughly 10 years. And I now boost perspectives, so to say, how to deploy with our stuff and also how it is to explain to other network engineers. Yeah. This is my background. So I'm 45.
Yeah.
So
Young.
Mid-age.
45 young.
Yeah, mid-age. Yeah.
And Tashi from?
Yes, hi, my name is Tashi Funso. I'm originally from Bhutan in the Himalayas.
Bhutan.
Yes, originally from Bhutan. Used to work for Bhutan Telecom. Internet was 4 years old when I joined Bhutan Telecom. So yeah, I used to do radio transmission optics first before somebody
because it's highly,
it's high in the Himalayas. Yeah. So it used to be all microwave backbones. I was a microwave engineer too.
Are you also climbing the tower?
Yes, sir. So because you're very limited engineers, so you can't say I'm an engineer, I'll sit on the ground. You carry the antenna, you climb up, you do your antenna orientation.
He cannot,
He can.
But I still have the photo when I tried to
Michael's coming to Bhutan next year, so
we Michael, I'll like you to come to BT and maybe we'll make you climb up
it was on my bucket list already.
Oh yeah, come to BT and then we have you in Bhutan.
So you're based in Bhutan?
No, I'm based in Brisbane. So it's quite the story. So Bhutan Telecom microwave, somebody pulled me into the world of IP. Because we knew layer 1, layer 2, somebody wanted us to do layer 3. So I then eventually became the head of networks for Bhutan Telecom. And then I moved to Brisbane, joined APNIC for a few years, took a break from the internet for a few years. I used to be a customer for my Orange friends in Bhutan Telecom. I used to use their optics because we got really upset with the number of the money we were paying to vendors. So we needed something a bit more. For us, it's a small economy, we are not rich, so we needed something a bit more that we could afford, and we got the universal transceivers from FlexOptix, and that means we could focus more on engineering and not worry about the money we paid the vendors. And now, fortunately or not, full circle back, I'm now working for the Orange guys. So that's a short background.
Our relationship between customer and us is very, 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 very short. It's a really good like a friendship or whatever. Yeah. And this is also what we're expecting from customers from FlexOptix. So we don't want to have a fast grow. We want to know about what you deploy, what you're doing with Cedo. and we want to have a good relationship. So only when you have a good relationship, you speak about a long-term relationship. And this is our goal as a German company. For me, is a benefit. For us who are doing the shows, is an absolute benefit. And from my point of view, I'm happy. It's one of the best employer I know. The bosses are staying behind us, also with travels and all this kind of stuff. So also what we do is like infrastructure planning for customers.
Oh, infrastructure planning.
It was also one of the reasons why we hired Tashi. With Tashi we are doing like workshops. Like we started at BTNOC, like layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 workshop.
So we are going back to fundamentals because too much of automation and abstract, but people forget how the packets actually who carries the packet. It's the physical. And like Grady said, maybe complement. We problem solve. We help redesign networks. You have BGP problems, sure.
And
we can help.
Is a service with cost? I mean, you charge it?
No, we don't charge anything.
This is what our employer is expecting from us to say, guys, you have the knowledge, please.
So please share. So I was in Pakistan 2 weeks ago.
Okay. So now it's become my question is what is FlexOptix? Because it seems like you are giving a lot of things
the headquarter.
What we do, so history of FlexOptix is like the company was founded by two friends who studied together on a technical university in Darmstadt, and then I was going to an employer and said, dude, we have an idea, can be a good big thing. They said, no, I don't want to invest. Yeah, then we do it all. And then they founded this company, and it was like, the first idea was like a vending machine in data centers, and then there had some issues with the technology at this time and so on. And then they said, okay, they was going to a data center, wanted to deploy, as an example, on a Cisco switch with a Cisco transceiver, and that was going to a data center. It was only on a TP-Link, like a free port, and the Cisco transceiver doesn't work, and the TP-Link was going back to the office, ordered, needs to wait 4 weeks, like the stuff has arrived in the office. The customer was complaining, he wanted to have the transit, you know what I mean? So it's a very bad situation. So, and then I was looking into the chassis and into the transceiver and circuit boards, what we can do. So, and then I found a technology to write and rewrite and delete the templates on these transceivers to make sure the compatibility can change immediately by your own. So without any remote service or whatever. We are a friend of automatization. So at FlexOptix, everything is automated. So internally, our systems automated. And this is also what we want to have for customers. So this is like automation toolkit. It's also a troubleshooting toolkit, so you can reconfigure your transceivers to, I think, roughly 300 different vendors.
300 different vendors.
Yes. And you can have all transceiver capacity, like from 1 gig to 800 gig, what you want, everything. The second option is like inside of the Flexbox is you can troubleshoot. You have a power meter and source. This is what I pray to each of the network engineers in my workshops to say, please check before deploy. And clean before deploy. So it's a massive vulnerability in the network design. So who is deploying the ports and the switches and so on. So it's a power meter and source. You can see TX and RX. You can use it also as a light source
so it's not only transceiver, but it's also a power meter. You can
exactly. The power meter on a Flexbox. We have a configuration box.
Oh, you should have a special Flexbox.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. When you come over to our booth, you will see it. So it's in version 4. We announced today or yesterday the version 5 will be come out, or something new is coming out. It will be also a new design, and it's also a kind of what we try with each of the Flexbox version is like a revolution. Not a revolution against anything, a revolution of technology. So we was fitting everything in, like a power meter reconfiguration, for DWDM transceiver, a tunable part, ECDA, and OTDR, so to check the fiber for cuts and breaks. This is all in one toolkit in one box. So like Michael his colleagues or whatever need to go to a data center. They have a Swiss knife. We call it a Swiss knife. It's a knife from Switzerland with a lot of tools on it, and and this is like our Swiss knife for network engineers. Yeah.
So how do you see that our colleagues in Indonesia can utilize this solution actually?
Actually, I think Indonesia is a kind of different market with the other country, I think. How do you think, I mean, you've been here many times. How do you think about the Indonesian market itself?
how you can address with these circumstances, in Indonesia?
It's growing. For us, it's growing. It's. I don't want to talk about challenges or whatever. So for me, I don't have any problems or issues or whatever. For me, I try to name it as a challenge. So I want to work on it. I like the community, but the community is very closed. And I'm a German coming to Indonesia and saying, guys, I have something cool. Everyone is saying, Do you know how many people before you came and said, you know what I mean? So for us, it's very important in new markets to build up like a high level on trust.
Yeah,
That's the most
agree.
important topic. For me, the second most important topic is build a level of friendship with customers and with friends.
That's why you need to play golf.
What I need to
play golf. Michael will be our tutor.
No, actually he is my teacher. Sometimes.
I agree with you, that trust. So that's why
absolutely.
most of the time they say that proof of concept. So it means that let me try hands-on.
Dude, we are in for it. So we don't want. So when the customer is coming to us, and now you send me a contact details, give me an email address, whatever. I will send you a link to our web shop, and then I like it to say, okay, I want to build up the level of trust. How I can do it? This is when I have a high level on trust for my bosses to me. It's like I can say, dude, I will send you a Flexbox to you. I will send you a couple of transceiver. We define what you have in the infrastructure, in your infrastructure. I will send it to you on our own cost. You can test it, like internal certification, that's your BOM or whatever internal proof of concept or whatever. POCs, I call it easier, it's like internal certification. He can play with the toy, like the Flexbox and all applications. And when he is happy, he sticks on the transceivers and the Flexbox. He is getting a tiny invoice of the transceivers. The first Flexbox is for each of the companies for free. That's a global, international agreement with the NOC community. When you're unhappy, you're getting a label for return shipment for me. You drop the package back at UPS or FedEx or whatever, send it back to me, and then it's fine. So without pressure, you can check if this works for you or not. So I think we started with this agreement in 2010, and it works. So, and this is how you build up relationships, not like you want to have my stuff, you need to pay for upfront. No way. I don't want to have your money before. I don't want to have money on my bank account when you're not happy. When you're unhappy, send it back, done. And I think that's the best what you can do as a company.
Well, it's a good thing also, because Tassi is quite near compared from Berlin to Jakarta. We can make we conduct a workshop.
Absolutely.
Happy. With IDNOC.
Yeah.
So this is what we do normally. That's one of the reasons why we hired Tashi is the background of a trainer, you know what I mean? So we started with TNOC last year, I think.
Yes, last year when we started rewriting a new course, right? L1 to fundamentals, layer 1 to layer 3. And like you said, I think not just the workshop, but just to add on what Rene was saying earlier, it needs to solve a problem, right?
Yes, correct. I agree.
Definitely
That's
needs
why,
to solve a problem.
we are the community also, especially Michael, right?
Yeah.
He can maybe tell you first or have a discussion with some of his friends. What is the problems
here in
and
this,
how this FlexOptix transceiver can solve
that problem. Yeah.
I think it was the same as Tashi said before. Many people know how to configure but didn't understand what they configure.
What they're configuring.
Yes,
right?
Yes. We need to sometimes we need to understand the basic. Right?
Exactly.
Yes. So
you can do BGP when you don't have the fundamentals of a network design. Done. You can do full table BGP when you don't have knowledge about layer 2, layer 3.
Yes.
So you can't automate it when you don't know your infrastructure. So it's a win-win situation. And the success of BTNOC with the workshop, it was 45 or 60 people, I don't know.
Yeah,
it was like
45
booked
people
for 15, and then everyone was joining, and it was like very interactive workshop. We had 4 trainers, you, me,
Karma, who was one of the local, he runs a massive transmission backbone across the country. He runs the research and education network, government network. So he runs all WDM backbones.
Sorry?
Karma in Bhutan. So we pulled only the people who have hands-on knowledge to come and teach.
I see.
We don't want someone who just teaches an abstract thing and goes, here is physics and go away. No, here is physics, but here is how you do it. And so I think the good thing is like what Michael was trying to allude. It's one thing to know how to configure, but when it breaks, do you know how to fix it? Because if you don't have fundamentals,
Yeah.
when
It's
it
really
breaks,
hard,
then
yeah.
it becomes really difficult to.
Correct.
Too much of abstract things these days. So hence,
Too much theory.
Yeah.
Since we need to go back from the agendas of the NOCs also more to the praxis experience sharing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
These are fundamentals of a NOC. So I'm also chairman of a global NOC alliance. So I founded a couple of NOCs, so 10, 15 or whatever in the last 10 years around the world. And we are supporting NOCs with how our NOC can be network operator group meeting like ID NOC, etc. can be more attractive for attendees. So when you look in some agendas, it's like always like boring stuff inside. Sorry, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And too much theory. And theory is not what we need to adapt for our praxis. You know what I mean? NOC is normally, network operator group meeting is normally an exchange, a neutral place of exchange your experience.
Yeah. Right.
So experienced people with a not so so. An easy and Renee's wording to say the old ones with the young ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard also maybe a few times when I meet you that you said that you have this transceiver also can be used as an OTDR.
Yes, we have a function OTDR measurement function, but this is simple laser reflection. But for me, it was cool when I was going to Nigeria, to Lagos, Abuja, to weird data centers. Right now, they was acquired by other companies, but at this point, 5 years, 8 years ago, it was like a data center. It was like you had 10 racks inside, no air condition. So, but
No air condition
No.
at the data center.
Yeah. Everyone was cooling, and this time data centers down to 15 degrees when you needed your winter jacket when you was going in. But in the end, you came out with a cold or flu. You know what I mean? So and then I was going in data centers with a jacket and a hoodie, and then I was prepared. I said,
Sweating.
I'm sweating. T-shirt, shorts, and sandals, you know. And in Germany, it was like I was going in the data center in Germany. It was like a freezer with 15, 18 degrees. So, and right now, everyone was also with sustainability from the point of sustainability to say, okay, what is the average temperature we can handle? My experience from Africa was like 24, 28 degrees easily. You know what I mean? What will be happen? Nothing. So, and then everyone was increasing the temperatures, thanks God, to a decent temperature. You're not freezing inside. So, and yes, at this time it wasn't possible to have in some crazy regions like a big OTDR gearbox. And it's expensive. A gearbox, $7,500, $15,000. And for us, it's like we want to have a tool that the network engineer has the possibility to do ad hoc things and not like waiting for the gearbox, etc. So with our transceiver, it's a SFP form factor, looks like a little bit from the connectors like a BD. So you have only one port to connect this LCSC connector, then you connect the fiber, and then immediately you start the application inside of the FlexBox application. So FlexBox you can use wired, Mac, Unix, Windows. We have a mobility pack right now. You can adapt to the FlexBox. You can use your mobile phone like Android or Apple, and you can use also all functions. So for why mobile? It's a reason how often, Michael, you forgot your laptop in a car when you was going to a data center. Only to do a quick shot like
Agree.
Yeah.
So I even didn't bring my laptop now.
That's why you bring bigger iPhone.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I can remotely working from here. Yeah.
Correct.
So in with the mobility function, we have the opportunity to connect to the FlexBox by the mobile phone. I don't care about Android or Apple or whatever, but you can use the reconfiguration, the OTDR function. So you know exactly in 1-2 seconds how long is my distance between A and B to decide it's a short range or long range. That's not done.
But what is the resolution? Have you ever? What's the accuracy and resolution of it?
Right now we worked on a script a little bit, so we adapted a little bit. So when you're going higher than 5,000 meters, it's like you need to adapt like 50 meters. But this is also depends on the fiber. We can measure with a laptop like up to 60 kilometers. That's perfect when you're running own networks, a metro network like here in Jakarta or whatever. And you have a region is offline or whatever. You don't know what happens, but you can go to the main box, and on the street or whatever, you can connect the fiber. You can see, oh, this fiber is working, this fiber is working, this fiber is working. You don't need to wait until the real OTDR gearbox is from a headwater on spot. You know what I mean? So I have a lot of customers, or we have a lot of customers. They're using the OTDR in data centers, and also in Eastern Europe, they're using it very often when they're going in the field. So normally they have an offline perspective from a fiber, and then they're saying, okay, we use the FlexOptix OTDR, connect the fiber. Normally from our fiber maps, this fiber needs to be 30 kilometers. But it's going only to 5 kilometers. I had this. It's a real experience. Yeah. I was on an event in Eastern Europe, and one of the providers came to me, hey, do you have OTDR? I said, yeah. Please, come. We go to this box, connect the fiber, and then 5,000 meters was like the fiber cut. We organized a cab, drove to this 5,000 meters away. We have seen the distance, and then we have seen some construction workers was looking in a hole and said, doesn't looks good, man. I said, yo, man, when you cut the fiber, it doesn't look good. Yeah, exactly. So, but it was very fast. So
it's quite accurate, yeah?
Yeah, it was quite accurate, yeah. So that's a cool function. So all functions of this Flexbox is like a benefit. It's not like we don't have so from my point of view, FlexOptix is one of the it's a unique company. They don't have, they have a product what everyone needs. Everyone says, I have a product you need, like transit.
Yeah.
Then you dig in details, how many hops you have, blah, 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 what is the latency? Then you say, yeah, it's a nice product, but not yet. So, and for us, it's like, the need is there. You save money, so compared to this OEM vendor-specific transceivers, we are cheaper. But cheap is not a USP for us. For us, it's a quality.
It's not cheap. It's affordable.
Yes. Exactly. Sorry.
That's the
Thanks,
point.
Michael.
Cheap is a
Bad
root.
word.
It's a bad word.
Suddenly he's so wise. In front of me.
I think
It's 25 years, man.
Forgive him. No, I think Michael has a solid point there.
Yeah, it is.
About, yeah.
And when you hear all this pain of a network engineer, so I know network engineering like 10 years, 15 years ago, it was a network engineer. It was like a sneaker admin, like what I explained. It was run from floor to floor, from office to office, and not the BGP. It was far, far away. So, and right now a network engineer, everything moved into you need to be a manager. You need to do budgeting. You need to approve the expenses of your colleagues. You need you have a team, and you're responsible for the team. You're not only in person responsible. You're also responsible for education and knowledge sharing and all this kind of stuff. And it's a full-time manager job right now. You know. And a lot of people, a lot of colleagues of mine were struggling with it. Said, I don't want to have this position. I'm stick on what I have here. So please look for other manager, but not me. I completely understand. So when I was hired at FlexOptix, the first thing what I said, guys, I can work for you. I'm happy to join the team, but never come to me to be a manager.
I still remember you said you're more an activist, yeah? Yeah. What was your other activities before joining FlexOptix?
I was working, so I have also a background of an IXP. So we have in Berlin, we have the Berlin Commercial Internet Exchange. So I started as a BD guy there with 46 gig in a peak, and left after 2 years with 468 gig. So I connected all the big eyeballs, all the big contents, etc. And then my motivation was done. It was it was a big picture, it's a big goal to have this success. And then also the peering changed. So I'm
I know where this is going. Yeah.
I'm 45 years. I love this old history. Keep your traffic local. Right now, it's keep your traffic on remote and done. You know what I mean? So that's not my
peering has changed so much.
Peering is dead. Yeah. And then a friend of us from the community came out with a list like peering versus transit pricing, etc. So then you had a lot of discussions. But right now, peering is also. Compared to transceiver, you know what I mean? So I'm going back in time. I was deploying like cut cables. then it moved into copper, then it moved into GBix, then it moved into 10 gigs. And it was a long time between, you know what I mean? And then everything moved very fast in 6 months from 10 gig LR into 100 gig LR1. And then you had 6 months later, like someone talked about 400 gig. And then 6 months later, someone talked about like 800 gig. I said, yo, that's fast. But it's the same with the product development of XP Exchange, you know what I mean? It's the same fast pace and the need looks like it's there. So I'm almost out of all this exchange things, but you and me, we do a couple of developments and be a mentor or whatever when you have any issues or questions. So for exchanges.
So for for this transceiver, what's the key features that compare in the average of the other transceivers? What's the difference? You can highlight basically. What's the key features?
The key feature, you?
Yeah, both of us.
Didn't go?
No, you go, Alan.
No, I was going the whole time because.
So key features, all those marketing terms aside, I think folks can do transceivers. We are not the only ones doing transceivers. But the key feature is the FlexBox that we mentioned. Of course, with the higher end transceivers that you see now, there's more intelligence in the high-end transceivers compared to the low-end transceivers. But the key features is, example, let's go back to what it used to be. I used to have a Cisco and a Juniper network. I have my own Cisco set of optics, Juniper set of optics, maintain my spares accordingly. If you run out of it, ask your vendor to supply, wait for another 3-4 weeks. Your boss is saying, why is the upgrade not happening? Why is the upgrade not happening? But with this kind of a Swiss knife feature that you have, my spare maintenance becomes relatively easy. I just need a set of transceivers. I need that FlexBox. My remote POP has Juniper. Sure, let me program it for Juniper, plug it in, and done. I don't have to really wait.
And you can test before you go.
Yes. And the box allows me to test it even before I say, okay, it's good to go into production. So that's what I like about the company. Hence, the reason why I wanted to join the company was that me as a network engineer, I can focus on actual engineering when the burden is taken away from me. If not, I have to worry so much. Oh, do I have enough? Am I sending the right space to a remote POP? And I'll give you context of the Himalayas. I'm from Bhutan. 100 kilometers in Himalayas is almost 1 day drive.
Oh,
yes, you're driving through mountains, you're coming down, you're crossing rivers, you're going up mountains. So imagine if I have to send back my engineer, we brought a wrong optics. Can you please? My boss will not tolerate that. Imagine me sending someone to London where I had a POP in Links with the wrong optics.
Okay, yeah.
Will I send one of my engineers or fly back to Bhutan, go pick up the right optics so that I can... So that burden just goes away from the head. All I need is the FlexBox. Have the transceiver. Oops. Okay, don't worry. 8 to 10 seconds it takes me to reprogram the thing.
Just like I have a factory of the...
Yeah, right on the spot in the remote POP with you, right? So, and I like what my ex-colleagues in Bhutan Telecom are now doing. They're saying, okay, one FlexBox is great, but it's not okay for me to just do it in the head office and keep sending it because of, again, the Himalayan terrain. It's like, no, how about I have one FlexBox in Eastern Bhutan, one FlexBox in Western Bhutan, one FlexBox in Southern Bhutan, because then people don't have to tell, hey, head office, can you reprogram and send it? So it gives you that flexibility. And I truly believe that as an engineer, if you can take away certain burdens away from me, I think I become really a good engineer who can focus.
You can focus on different things.
Different things, right? So, and for me, I used to be a customer, and that completely helped us completely change how we run the network, how we operate the network. So I think that is the main differentiating thing. And it's not just about reconfiguring it for your multi-vendor operability. How about your tunability? Oh, I pick up a wrong wavelength.
I've spoken also to so many C-level technical guys, CTOs, etc. What was your goal when you started the one device infrastructure, one vendor infrastructure? And what now? Oh, we have 7 different vendors. I said, how this happens? Rene, you're a community guy like me, and then you start with Cisco. for project XY. And then you have a better relation. Someone is coming, you have a good relationship, a couple of good dinners, a couple of beers. Dude, you get a good price. And then second vendor, you know what I mean? The same happens with the third, fourth, blah, blah, blah. So, but in the end, you need to imagine what Tashi mentioned is like, you need to have your own stock for each of the vendors. You need to have compatible transceivers, and we're changing this world. A lot of requester or potential customers comes to us and say, "Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I see you're selling transceiver." No, we don't. No, our focus is different. So we are development and logistic company. So we develop software like for our Flexbox. Compatibilities is in-house scripted. The templates for the transceiver, the firmware for Flexbox. Isido has applications, the apps for Linux, Windows, Unix, iOS, Android, in-house written. We don't give anything out, nothing. Hardware design. We have our own unit with roughly 15 people. They are doing hardware design. I was working 2.5 years back until now for the new version of the Flexbox and all this kind of stuff. So we are development and logistic company. Why logistic company? We're doing logistics. We're sending a box to a defined destination. And this is, we don't only want to grab the pain from the customer in case of the transceiver. We also want to grab the pain of the transceiver out from the logistic part. So we have our own unit with 3 people. They are doing foreign trade. They know exactly when we're shipping. We have automated system. When you are ordering to Jakarta, we know exactly what you need to sign for paperwork. You're getting informed from our team. You're getting all the paperwork you need to sign when you need to sign paperwork. Customer is getting after ordering and information automatically of our system. So all systems are automated. Getting information, dude, we need to have import of record, name, first name, last name, email address, and mobile number, bam, bam, bam. Everything is automatic. You can go to our backend of your ticket system. You can reply. You can send an email. Everything. So, but this is what we do. We try to make your life not only on a network perspective easier. It's the same also on the purchasing perspective and logistic perspective. Automatically, when your box, your order will leave our headquarters, you're getting the tracking ID. Every time you can click on, you get an update. The next thing is like. Also, when you have issues or you're facing some challenges, when you deploy, we have our own team, technical tech support with Sven, Andrea, Muibola, and Toby, you can count on them. When you have questions, what for transceiver I need to order. Also, when you're going to a web shop, we have compare matches. So which is compared to this transceiver, that transceiver, Sidra, 100 gig, what I need to order for a patch cord. It's a recommendation under the product. So it's very, very structured, straightforward. And also for purchasing, normally how it works when you're ordering or you want to order, you create a quote in the system, you can do it by your own. You don't need us. We have access to the web shop, you create a quote. You can print it out, you can forward this to your boss. The boss is doing all these approval things. And in the end, we said, okay, we have a lot of customers doing ERP systems, working with ERP systems. So what happens right now is like, a network engineer prepares a quote, prints this out, goes to the boss, that boss here, first signature, he is like scanning this, forwarding this by email to the next manager, he is printing this, sign, scan, next manager. So then we deployed so the whole shop is based on a WordPress site and fully integrated right now with the Magento 2X system, and we fully automated everything. So means we have an API, the network engineer can use our web shop like Amazon, fill the basket with all the cool stuff what you want, and then we don't have this proceed to checkout, we have this proceed to ERP system. And then automatically it's going via API into the customer ERP system, goes through all approval stages. In the end, we're getting final order via PO, via PDF done.
Yeah, interesting on that. So perhaps as earlier we discussed that people need to be trusted about the products and of course about the promise of support, right?
Yeah.
So perhaps in the short future, if we can do this workshop and hands-on training,
Absolutely. No,
and
absolutely.
if there's an application or issue that happen in, as you said, in different council here, maybe there are some specific problems that you can solve with this.
Yep.
it might be good also in the workshop we can address that.
No, absolutely.
Sure.
Right, Mike?
Oh yeah.
Mongolia.
Mongolia.
Yeah,
One
this
of the
was-
most unique places that you will go to. Great people, no nonsense.
Yeah.
Straight
Straightforward,
shooters.
yeah.
Straight shooters.
Wow.
I
Straight-
miss the coal dust.
yeah. Yeah, it's harsh, the environment, of course.
Yeah.
What was it, minus what, when we landed?
Dude, you call it minus. It was like for me, it was like a cold breeze. It's minus
It was
5 or
It
whatever.
was -6 or something.
Mine-
Oh,
mine
really?
was
When you
six
come out of the
degrees,
plane.
Dude, I had my room. I
And,
had we had a high level.
Okay.
High level floor.
Yep.
And in my room it was 8 degrees.
Freezing
And
in
I
the room.
I was calling the reception. I said, dude,
The
please,
heating.
I'm freezing in my bed. You know what I mean? Please take the heat on. Hey, dude,
October.
16th of October. I said, dude, it's September.
Because they do central heating for the whole city.
Oh, I see.
Right? Hot water pipes then start
Yeah,
running.
yeah.
So we had to sleep with our
Joggers.
and sneakers on. But yeah, Mongolia has this unique, a very unique place to
thankful.
go to.
Thankful,
but
thankful,
very
thankful.
good people, straight shooters.
Okay.
So yeah, at times I wish most of us were like them, straight shooters. What you see is what you get, kind of.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that, straight shooters.
And don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And I like this mentality. So before food, you need to have Mongolian water,
Wow. Yeah.
like a vodka.
Yeah.
Breakfast, vodka.
yeah?
Lunch, vodka. Before, after, and
tough.
dinner, like, yeah. You was invited for dinner, then you talk, oh yeah, yesterday it was a little bit hard, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no problem, today only beer. And then someone else is
Just
joining.
dropped it.
And then dropped a bottle of vodka. So guys, it's Renee's last evening,
Yeah.
so...
So we were like, okay, we have had enough over the last few days. Reddy is leaving tomorrow. One guy just messaged me. I just want to say goodbye. Is it okay? I'm like, dude, let's keep it short. Came. It was okay for first 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, goodbye. The goodbye shots start coming up, and they are good engineers, right? What I have seen is technically, they're very good.
Wow.
Technically, they're very sound.
Education
it's just
is
that
very good.
the
It's
education.
ex-Soviet Union. It's ex-Soviet Union. Ex-Soviet
yeah,
Union
yeah.
is education was
The
very, very good. And
maths
very
and
straightforward.
science is very good. Just because they can't speak English like the rest of us, they
Oh.
tend to sound, oh, they're not so good. No, give them a problem to solve. They're very
Nail
good
it down.
engineers, right?
Oh,
and
wow.
so, for me, I would pick that as one of the most unique places and favorite places to be to. I've traveled a lot in Asia Pacific. Maybe the Pacific Islands also stand out for me. The Samoans, the Fijians,
Yeah.
Guam.
chilled.
Yeah, I know.
It's difficult. So unique places is difficult. You have so much memories, and you know it exactly, Michael. We have for each of the regions or where was we have special moments. And after a couple of years, so you doing this job also for a couple of years, I'm doing this. But before I was like organizing conferences, IT conferences, and a little bit like military part. 18 years right now with the same schedule and the same amount of flights and all that kind of stuff. So it is very hard to say what is a unique.
Correct.
You have different experience,
place,
good experience,
yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
for different personal status or whatever, you would say, okay, this place, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but how about in Jakarta? You been visit how many times Jakarta?
It's the first time, I think.
First time this one.
Fourth.
No,
Fourth.
Fourth. Yeah.
So what do you think?
The last visit you just been here for 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
24.
It was in and out. It was
Oh,
for,
in and out was
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Transit.
No.
No.
We have some conference here, and he just here for the 24 hours,
And then leave out.
and then he leave out. He moved to another continent. Not even the
Not
continent.
even the Asia. Yeah.
Not even within the Asia.
Yeah.
He just came from Europe, and then he flying back to Europe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just for being here for 24 hours, less than 24 hours.
But it's the people, you know what I mean? It's for me, it's important to have a cool connection to the people.
Yeah.
That's the reason I like when Michael comes to Europe. He pings me, hey dude, blah blah blah. We try ping me when you arrived, and then yes, sorry, we don't have time. Yeah, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
It is.
But we
Okay,
have seen
okay.
it.
Next time.
Yeah.
We have seen us on the event, have spoken, but that's enough, you know. But I mean to know exactly he is there and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is like, when you have the opportunity, so for me it's like Jakarta Hernan. Yeah, the first time he pinged me and said, "Hey Rene, ping me your flight ticket." I said, "Oh man, I don't know you, and only by Facebook. So for me, it's Facebook like also like a tool to be connected with everyone. And when I'm traveling, so he was pinging me and said, "Hey, Jules, I pick you up." I said, "Oh, really? I never have seen and never spoken in person." And those kind of stuff. Yeah, and man, he was staying there, picked me up, dropped me at the hotel. It was Epix from Jonathan and from Epix from Agile, Digital Edge. Yeah, this is, you know what I mean? And this is so, it happens so often. So people picking me up from the airport, and then I think, oh, it goes to a hotel, but hopefully you have a supermarket around and go for Coke and for a cola and for food. No, let's go straight to the house, to family. And then he says, yeah, yo. Yeah. And you know exactly what it means when someone is opening the door of your family. It's like, that's crazy. Yes. And that is a very thankful community. It's globally.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. It's not only regions, it's global. And this is what
globally,
I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's what I'm...
travel can say with us that it's globally that most of the community, especially the engineers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. No,
good.
thank you.
So, yeah, hopefully on the next event of IDNOC, you can
Absolutely.
support us
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely,
we do
sir.
the workshop.
Yep.
And you know that, I know this is what you call it, covering the...
It's a banana. You can use
Banana,
it for
right?
jogging,
So-
biking.
Yeah, in Indonesia, for golf also.
I think
Yes, also.
In Indonesia, many people actually engineering riding motorcycle.
Motorcycles.
Yep.
It's
Perfect
Yeah.
for motorcycle.
It's a good
Yes.
gift for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
yeah.
And if you subscribe my podcast, maybe Rene will come send it to you.
Send you. Yeah, for sure, sir.
Nah, you need to call him Om Rene.
Om Rene,
Om
yeah.
Rene. What is
Sorry. Om is a slang in Indonesia.
Okay.
It can be sounds like bro or
Oh, yeah.
like Mister.
Like uncle.
Uncle.
Oh.
It
Uncle
literally means uncle.
Okay.
Om
Literally,
Rene.
Om Rene, Om Tasi.
Okay, now I know what to call you.
Om
Rene.
No, we were by Dashula.
Dashula.
That's why the podcast title is kumpulan means few of
Collection
people.
of Om.
uncles.
and uncle
Yeah.
that want to chat with you.
Oh.
Hang ngobrol.
I like this style. So normally you have an interview, I have here some questions, and then then you get nailed down, you know. It's a cool format. I like it.
This
I
is
like
more
it.
a casual
Yeah,
chat.
yeah,
You know,
Like
friends
so.
meeting.
And Kompor is actually stove.
It's stuff.
Fireside
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it.
So-
So yeah, he
Kompor
give me some terms.
initiate hit,
Yeah.
right? Actually, it
Yes.
should be more provocative questions. You don't find anything provocative for you. So no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
No,
Thank
thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks
So
for your time.
any message to my
Audience.
colleague audience,
To the
especially
viewer.
before we
You are epic.
Nice. You keep throwing.
put the comment,
Yeah,
just put the comment, anything problems with your whatever, then I will respond to you.
Yeah, I think
I'll send to you.
our whole conversation was all about the community, right? You might be different, I might be different regions, different countries, but we all might have common problems. I always like saying this: how to do, I think anyone can learn from anywhere, but how not to do, you learn from each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Michael has his experience, you have your experience, Rene will have his experience.
There's ID knock.
Hence why the nogs are
yeah.
crucial, where it's not about just how to do things, it's also about how not to do things, which comes from experience.
Yes.
And for me, I think the community and the ecosystem is bigger than your company or my company or your paycheck or my paycheck, because in the end it's the ecosystem. Because if the ecosystem doesn't exist, we don't have a job either, right?
Yeah.
So it's all about the ecosystem. That's how I feel personally too. So.
Okay. Thank you, Rene.
No,
Thank you,
problem.
Tasi.
Thank you so much.
Om,
Yeah.
Om. Don't forget Om.
Yeah, Om.
Om Rene.
Om Rene and Om Tasi. Thank you. And Om Michael.
Oh my god.
Demikian sobat-sobat Kompor. Kita akhir daripada diskusi kita dengan Om Rene dan Om Tasi dan Om Michael. Sampai jumpa lagi di interview berikutnya. Bye. Salam. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So when it's done, I'll share with you the link